Alright. So, my name is Gracea. Today I'm going to be playing Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, the 20-year celebration. And I'm going to be talking about a few different things today. One of the things I'm going to be talking about is why do archaeologists actually, or what do archaeologists actually do, and how are archaeologists and their work misrepresented in popular culture. I think that this game does a pretty good job covering a lot of those things. So we've got Lara Croft here. We are out in the mountains. I guess I'd like to start off by talking about like how they really depict archaeologists. Oh, here, I'm gonna fall here in a second. They really depict archaeologists in a lot of things as kind of like superhumans. Like, what I've heard about her backstory is that she's like a gymnast or something. She's able to just like jump a full human's length upward with like just her upper body strength. She seems to have no... There we go. She seems to have like no problem ice climbing, falling from really large heights, fighting people. She's just very talented, and all these situations where she should have like broken ribs or broken bones, she's just totally fine. So I think that's really interesting that they just depict archaeologists. Oh god, I hate this part. As, you know, like this one woman army. Another thing I found kind of interesting is about how...
Looks like we gotta go through.
Oop. Here we go. I played this through a couple times. About how, like, she kind of seems a little unprepared. Like she's got her ice picks and she's got her boots with her spikes and stuff, but she's wearing like this jacket that is like unzipped on the front. She's not really wearing snow pants, she's just kind of wearing khakis. Khakis and a North Face. And I think that, you know, there's things that they could have done to make it a little bit more realistic, and even like portrayed her as a little bit like more prepared if they had given her even like a backpack, you know. She doesn't have like a first aid kit. He's got a backpack, Jonah's got a backpack, but she very quickly here gets separated from him. And anyone that actually goes climbing really would have brought their own backpack, I think.
We're close to something, Jonah.
I can feel it.
I can feel it. Just this last stretch to the top.
Yeah, this is another thing. So I think that they really could have given her a map. I think that would have been a very reasonable thing to add in. You know, they depict archaeologists a lot of times as someone that kind of just like is connected to the superstitious world, right? She just like has a feeling that the lost city is around the corner. Like, she's not like showing evidence, right? She's not like, oh, this map points that it would be this way, right? She's just kind of going off a feeling. And of course, like, I don't think she's ever been out here. Right? She's out in the middle of a mountain, like, scaling the side of it. Like, how does she know exactly where she needs to be going? I think that would have just, I don't know, I don't think that that would have been like too crazy to add in. Just a map, you know, that you, I don't know. Oh, here we go. I mean, and they show a lot of very dramatic things. Like, I don't think any archaeologist would look at this wall and think, like, I need to get to the top of that. Right? Or think that this jump was worth it. Oh, jeez.
Holy shit! I don't think I can make that jump.
Yeah, and Jonah, they show, like, their sidekicks as being these people that are like, what are you doing? Right? Like, they're always like, you are crazy. Why are you doing this? Like, he's like, I can't make that jump. Like, and look at this. She's gonna try to go up there and jump. Oop, in the middle of the storm. Onto, like, icicles. Such a bad idea. Oh, and then she sees it. But see, she's like really far away from it, and they didn't need to be up on this mountain. Like, over there, it's like all trees and stuff. Like, she's on the wrong peak. There was no need for her to be up there. Oh. I'm glad that they don't quite show her always being successful. Especially if you're like in this kind of situation, right? Swing over there. This is horrible. Yeah, I don't know. I think that, that a lot of this seems like very self-inflicted. Like, she really, I don't know, she could have done more research to not be out here and put Jonah and herself in danger. Here we go. And also, like, you know, I think if you're an archaeologist... Oh yeah, here we go. We're gonna leave Jonah behind. I'm just gonna run away. If you're an archaeologist... Whoop, I think if you're planning a trip out somewhere, right? You think that there's a lost city, you know, there's a place you want to excavate or whatever, like, you're gonna do research on what the weather's supposed to be like. Right, because, like, especially if you're gonna be up on a mountain, like, any crazy mountain climber and stuff, they go in the summer. Oh, here we go. That's when there's the least amount of snow, like end of the summer is when there's supposed to be like the least amount of snow. And I just think that she like kind of really rushed this and just kind of came in here at the worst possible time. Also, like, when, whoop, oh, yeah. See, it's like the worst possible time for her to be here. Like, the mountain is literally falling apart. I mean, of course you can't like just know when avalanches are gonna happen, but like a storm of this magnitude, like they had to have seen that that was kind of like coming, right? And to know that is just a really bad time to go onto this mountain. But it's about the drama. I get it. It's just something that I don't think regular archaeologists would do. Like, put themselves in just extreme danger. Here we go again. Like, she's just got blasted away by an avalanche. And she's probably perfectly fine. I mean, she's probably cold, but... I like this part a little bit because it shows that like her dad was really into all this stuff, right? He was an archaeologist and he was very fascinated in ancient cultures. It seems like he's really obsessed with like the superstitious aspects of them, right? Like there is the emphasis on the religious aspects, but yeah, the key to unlocking everlasting life, right? Like he's very into these myths, right, and legends of it, which is completely fine. And I think that there has been a theme of that in archaeology, and that's why Tomb Raider kind of took that and amplified it, most definitely. But it, it's making it like as though he can't go find these things because it's going to put him and his family in danger. We've also got this scene coming up here. I'll try to skip it so I can kind of get through some stuff. But so she's here, and this woman Anna comes in, and she is kind of like, well, she's kind of like the Jonah, where trying to talk her out of it a little bit, but Jonah doesn't do it quite as much. She just kind of tells her that she's crazy for believing in all this stuff, and I think it kind of makes archaeology seem like it's not an actual, here, I'm gonna try to skip this. Trying to make archaeology seem like it's not a real, like, respected field, right? Like a scientific field. Because there is a lot of stuff that goes into it that's very scientific, right? Like, you have to have a plan, you have to have a goal, you have to get permits when you go into places, you have to, dig very respectfully and carefully, and you're just digging for very specific things. Like, you have to do a lot of research beforehand, like, and I think that they could have shown that a little bit. Like, here we're just completely contradicting that. Like, she's out here trusting this really shady guy, right? Which I guess this could happen, but like she doesn't have a team with her. She's by herself again. Yeah, she's just always, people are always after her for some reason. This is the other thing, like she's about to climb out of this car, right? She's gonna grab her GPS, try to climb out of here, and there's like this backpack that is just like right to the side, and I just always wish that she would grab it. Like it's right there. And she's like, nah, I gotta get out of here. Which like she does need to get out of there. Oh. But yeah, so we've got Laura. She's in Syria. She's got a gun. She's got a GPS and an ice pick. She doesn't have a water bottle. She doesn't have sunscreen. She doesn't have a first aid kit. Girl, if you had a first aid kit, I don't know. I think that things would be way easier. Especially if she knows. Like, she already knows it's going to be really dangerous. And she's going into this unprepared, it seems like. Like, she just wants to rough it,
It was said the prophet's tomb was hidden in the cliffs above one of the forgotten cities.
Oh yeah, and she's got her dad's,
Where the prophet was laid to rest.
her dad's little recordings going on here. Yeah, and she just got out of this blast, and she's just climbing like it's no big deal. Superhuman over here. There we go. Okay, so the other thing is, right, this is supposed to be 2 weeks apart from the other thing. And there's like a war going on down there, which is also interesting, right? We've also got like the road was right up there, like that's from the car, that smoke over there, from the car burning. And this ancient lost city is just like, what, like maybe 2 miles, 3 miles away? Not even. Like no one's ever found this before. Could this really be it? You know, I don't know, Laura. Like, and I think if an archaeologist came in here, they'd be like, whoa. And they'd want to grab these pots. Not grab them right away, but, you know, investigate them.
1,000 years old, at least. It all lines up.
And she pulls out her glow stick, which I don't know if the glow stick is a thing with archaeologists, but I really wish she would have had a flashlight. Also, she just made a comment about how this must be at least 1,000 years old. Like, I'm not entirely sure how she knows that, right? She doesn't have a carbon dater. She doesn't,
Can't quite make out the translation.
she's not really saying what it was that told her that it was 1,000 years old.
Prophet. This is it.
I do have to say that I really like her passion, though. I think that's important. With a lot of archaeologists, you know, like you need to be passionate about history, you need to be passionate about discovery and finding new things and going on adventures and stuff, and she definitely is. But this part's pretty funny because, right, she just said that she can't speak Greek very well or read Greek, and she's going around, and she's just learning some Greek here.
These are the miracles of the prophet of Constantinople. Unjustly
I also like that they
murdered by
took
order
kind of
of
like some snippets from real history. They kind of changed it up a little bit, but they made some references, so it's not actually that far-fetched. That's kind of cool. Also, I want to talk about like the context of things, right? So there's all these weapons everywhere all over the ground, and if I was an archaeologist, or if there was an archaeologist in here, I think that they would want to take pictures of all these because it's pretty important, and they make it clear that it's pretty important, right? Like he had the soldiers lie down their weapons. Like it's important for how these were here and how they were all laid down together. So I don't think it would have been too unreasonable, or it could have even been fun if they gave her a camera, and so when she came into places, like she took pictures of stuff before like grabbing things, right? But yeah, so because she looked at those last 3 things, she totally knows Greek now. Not completely all the way, but she can read it a little bit better. I'm realizing that I'm saying a lot, and I'm really sorry about that. I also am a art history major, and I really like this art that they're putting on the side of the wall. I appreciate that. This part is funny, right? I remember in class we were talking about how archaeologists' job is to go in and do the least amount of damage possible while learning the most stuff. So there's a lot of tombs and a lot of things that have not been opened yet because it would just do too much damage to the structure, or it's not even safe. Like the that emperor with the terracotta warriors, right? Like it's literally not safe to open it because there is like traces of mercury in the tomb. So like it's not worth knowing what's in there until we know how to safely get in there and also safely like and preserve it, right? And same with like a lot of like Maya tombs and stuff like that, right? You go in and you try to just open the least amount of stuff possible just to learn as much as you can. But here we are. We're just climbing on stuff. Like there's this ancient awesome bridge here, and Laura Croft just doesn't care. She's just climbing. And she's about to destroy the whole bridge. Because she's apparently so heavy. Ah. But yeah, so, you know, no remorse, no regrets. Just destroying ancient sites doesn't even matter. The disrespect. Yeah, so, you know, it's just kind of funny. She just kind of like kicks in walls and breaks stuff. She also like makes a comment a little later, and she's like, "Oh, they're trying to blast their way in. How dare they?" Or something like that. She kind of did the same thing. I think there's other times in the game too where you get to use dynamite. Again with the glow stick. I don't know. Like her glow stick goes out for a second, and then she's like, "Oh no, I really should have brought a flashlight with me. I really should have been prepared for something like this." And it's just like artifacts like littered all over the walls.
Come on.
Spooky woo. And there's like big old scorpions, and they like fall on her. It's gross. Everything's gross. I was like, you don't know if there's oxygen in there, girl. Like, you don't know where this is supposed to lead, but you're just like going in there. You're in there. And let's just kick through this wall. Let's just do it.
There was a battle here. Armed soldiers against religious pilgrims.
Again with the context, we've got these guys over here. Like, this would have been extremely important to take a picture of. Oh, and like the disrespect here, right? Talking about some ethics. Just coming in, just like really disturbing the tombs of like just thousands of bodies. But like again, with the way that they laid them out, like that's important. That was for probably intimidation reasons, right? Like they purposely killed someone like that and laid them all out here to be like a warning or a threat to other people. You know, and if she just came in here and knocked stuff over, then we would never know. Another thing that's kind of funny is we've got like this like ancient garbage can. And she just gets to like come up here and like just like knock it over and just take the stuff that was inside of it. No big deal. Doesn't even matter. Oh, the laundry machine just scared me. Okay.
Slain by the order of Trinity.
Yeah, so we've also got this stuff. One more thing I wanted to talk about before this is all over was the people that they usually have archaeologists battling with seem to be people that Western civilization is fighting with. Like a lot of archaeologists we've got like Lara Croft and Indiana Jones, right? They are white. They are from England or from America, and they, you know, or just Western civilization, I guess. And a lot of the people that they end up like battling for for these artifacts or whatever seem to be people that England and America have been like beefing with, I guess. Like in this game, she's in Syria. She's fighting people from Syria. And we know that the US hasn't always been on the best terms with the Middle East. She also goes to Russia and fights a bunch of people there. We've got Indiana Jones, and he is fighting the Nazis. Not in a lot of those movies. So I just think that's interesting how, like, they use social and political things that are happening in, or have happened in history to, like, make you know, like Western civilization look better and be the good guys in these archaeology, like, it's supposed to be like historical things that they're talking about, but yeah. And we've got booby traps.
Damn it. That was terrible.
I remember in class when we were watching Indiana Jones, we talked about how Indiana Jones goes in and he just tries to like grab the idol, right? Instead of looking at all the little stuff going on, and also like the booby traps especially, like those are supposed to be really old, like hundreds of years old, and like they still work, like the mechanisms in them still work. So it's interesting, right? Like that would be more interesting than the gold idol. And a lot of these other things that are lying on the ground here would have been a lot more interesting than whatever she's going in there for. That's another thing. One of my last points is she's talking about how she wants to go in here to find the prophet. And she goes through and she fights these guys and she hears them trying to blast in, right? They were in that helicopter. And she's competing with them to quickly get to the tomb of the prophet before they do. But like, what was she planning on doing when she got there? Like when she got to the body? Because she gets there and then there's no body in the tomb and she freaks out. But like right when she got there, it was like just like seconds before the antagonists like come in through the ceiling from the helicopter and like blast it open or whatever. Right? Like she isn't really. I know that it's the beginning of the game and they're maybe just trying to like get that adventure factor in there, but like I wish that she would have been like, oh, I really want to find the body because of this or something. Like it just seems like she's only trying to find it because of her dad, like because he wanted to find it, right? I don't know. I don't really want to go through here because there's just a bunch more booby traps, but that's pretty much what I got for you. Oh no. Anyways, yeah, so thank you for watching. I will try to get out of this now, and I don't really know what I'm doing.